Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Michelle, award-winning author of The Seal Saga. I am here to talk to you about all things indie authoring and indie publishing together with my business bestie.
Hey everyone, I'm Megan Medlock and I am your wealth energy energetics coach and welcome to In Our Indie Era. And today we are talking all about networking because why do it alone? Like I know a lot of us are probably introverted-ish, introverted extroverts, but we do not have to do the whole journey of indie publishing and marketing and indie business and selling and all of that stuff by ourselves.
And some
So,
of us are horrifically extroverted, but also have this toxic hyper-independence. So that's also a thing
some of us are
for some of
eldest
us.
daughter indie authors.
Some of us haven't quite learned that asking for help is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness.
Yes. Some of us have learned
I am
yeah, some of us
talking about
haven't
myself.
some of us haven't learned that asking for help is not going to be weaponized against us in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just telling Megan about how my boyfriend volunteered to help me set up for an event because I injured myself loading my car the day before. And he was like, I know you're not going to ask for help, which is kind of obnoxious. So I'm going to just come with you in the morning. Like,
Yes.
well, if you really
Be
want to.
forced into accepting help. Every woman's dream.
It was amazing. But that's not the kind of networking I was going to talk to you about. I was going to talk to you about networking with other authors
Mhm.
specifically. Because we have so much that we can learn from each other. And most of us come into this author journey with, like life experience. We're not born and we write a book. We've done other things. Leading up to this. So like I have author friends who like no joke, their 9 to 5 job is in marketing. So guess what kind of stuff they're really, really good at. Whereas like my background is project management. I am really good at managing projects. Shocking. Um, and some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts. We've all got our skill sets. We've all got the things that we really need help with and that we need to learn. And working together is, it's a pretty cool thing. And
Is it a pretty cool thing?
it's a pretty cool
It's
thing.
a pretty cool thing.
And by this, though, I don't mean giving away all your secrets for free. I don't mean doing free labor for people. I've had other authors, mostly male authors, ask me to like read and review their book and tell them like put together a marketing plan for them for free. Just like they're like, you seem to be good at this. Can you do this for my book too? And I'm like, you just asked me to do hours upon hours of free labor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there is
which
the difference between asking like a co-op, like an author friend or like an author at a networking event, like, oh, hey, like I really loved how you did X, Y, and Z. Like, how did you get into that store? Or like, how did you do that? Versus, will you put
exactly.
together an entire business strategy for me out of the goodness of your own heart?
Yeah, no, I don't have time for that,
I'm like,
bro.
I don't know. Deloitte would
Um,
probably charge you like 20K for that. Like,
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I told this one guy it would be $100 and he like ghosted me.
Okay, but
He
$100 is
wasn't
cheap for an entire business strategy, FYI.
it was like read my book and tell me why my reviews are so bad. And I was like, why don't you read your reviews? Because I just did and I can already tell you why your book is. Anyway,
Well,
a whole other situation. But so the difference being that at some events, like I am the resident extrovert. If I get set up too early, I go around and I talk to the other authors, like, what's your book about?
mhm.
Love this, love that. They come up to me and are constantly like, oh my God, where did you get your edges done? I have no problem giving you the name of my printer. Like,
Yeah.
Go use my printer. They're
Yeah,
amazing. My
don't
books are
gatekeep that
gorgeous.
information. Who cares?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I'm not writing a marketing plan for you. I can give you some tips, but
Mhm.
I'm not writing a marketing plan for you for free. Whereas like this one time I went up to this author, it was her very first event, her very first signing, and I asked her what her book was about, and she was like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's my first event. It just came out. I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, well, what's your main character's first name? Like, what genre is it? Um, she was so sweet. And I just looked at my watch. I mean, we were at a brewery, so I had a cocktail in hand. It might have been my second one. I don't remember. I just looked at my watch and said, honey, we've got an hour. Let's get you a pitch.
Yeah.
And then, like, the look, I was kind of like across the aisle from her, the look on her face the first time that someone went up to her table. And I mean, I could kind of hear her, like, she kind of stumbled through the pitch that we'd practiced because it's an art,
Mhm.
pitching your book. But, that person, that very first person that she talked to, bought a copy, and the look on her face, like, I locked eyes with her across the aisle and just gave her a thumbs up and smiled and was like, "Yeah, like you've got this. You've got this. It's so amazing."
Mhm.
Um, so things like that, I mean, we can totally support each other and back each other up
Yeah.
on that kind of thing, I think. And I also know a lot of authors that are looking for like writers groups or accountability partners or, can we switch manuscripts and like just beta read for each other? And I think as long as it's reciprocal and it's not one person like trying to get someone else's time and energy without it being like an actual like two-sided relationship.
Mhm.
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful and brilliant and it's great. And
We love an energy exchange around here.
oh yeah, we sure
We
do.
do.
An
Mhm.
equal-ish energy
Yeah,
exchange.
like an energy exchange where both parties feel good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like help each other load your cars at the end of the night.
Yeah.
If
It
you're at
doesn't
an
have to
outdoor
be, it
event
doesn't, yeah.
with your like 10 by 10 pop-up tents, like who's tall enough to actually reach to put the thing, like help each other out. Like that is a
Yeah.
two-person job. And I think
Yeah.
most authors that I've encountered are like super sweet and super helpful about, if they see that you can't get your tent put up, they'll run over and help you figure it out. Like
Yeah.
things like that. But I did want to highlight something that has helped me a lot that I didn't know was even a thing when I started out. So, I guess almost 2 years ago now, I went down to my local small business center to get some advice from some business-minded businessy people. And this older gentleman was like, "Oh, my daughter-in-law is an author. Let me put you in contact with her." She's about my age, lives in Texas. Also named Megan, hilarious, yay, millennials. She's called me
Generation.
Megan. And so I got on a phone call with her and she was like, "Well, are you part of any writers' societies?" And I was like, "What's a writers' society?"
Yeah.
Um, and she said it's like, there's like a romance writers' society. There could be like writers of Texas or, regional or genre specific or some, like airplane aficionado writer society. I mean, I'm literally making things up. So, the one that she, with a very quick Google search, having heard broad strokes about me, my background, and my books, she, in like a 2-minute Google search, found the Military Writers Society of America,
Hmm.
which you need to be active duty, veteran, family member of an active duty or veteran, or writing about like military themes in your books.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, hey, I ticked two of those boxes, like family member of a veteran, and as my dad puts it, she writes books about military characters and stuff.
Love
Real
that.
thing that he said. I mean, it's correct.
Hmm.
It is correct. So I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. Let me look into that a little bit. They do cost money to join, but it's like I think it's like mine was like $150 for 3 years or something.
Okay.
And what really drew me to it is that they do every year an award cycle. So
Hmm.
three people from the Writers Society will read and review your book. They put together a professional review that they post on like Amazon and all the places, and they hand out awards. And it's not like how much they liked your book, but it's really stringent for the MWSA at least. It's really stringent criteria on like grammar, sentence structure, like storycraft, like is there too much fluff in the book? Like were there chapters that were superfluous? Like is this a well-written book?
Hmm.
And then the scoring ranges, you're not competing against each other. So if you score in a certain score range, you get a bronze medal, which Skylark did last year. The next, scoring range above that is silver, and then the one above that is gold. So, it really is a mark of quality.
Hmm.
And then you have that as a marketing tool, like, well, I won an award.
Yeah. Now you're an
That's pretty
award-winning author.
cool. I am an award-winning author. But what's also come out of that is I can scroll through like the list of books that were nominated and won awards from previous years and find other authors in my genre of writing similar books. I've made a lot of friends that way. So one woman that I met, her name is Peyton Roberts. She is the author of My Dearest Bee, which she found a collection of love letters from her grandpa when he was stationed on the USS Midway and turned them into a book.
That's
So it's all just
adorable.
love letters that he wrote to her grandma. And she was like at their house going through stuff and was like, oh my God, it's no, it's super cute. And then she also wrote this like social commentary novel called Beneath the Seams, and it's like the kind of the dark side of the clothing industry, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool. And then through her, I've met because it just so happens she lives in Virginia Beach.
Hmm.
So we met up. I've met a bunch of her other like writer, journalist friends and have really like grown my network and support system in that way. And also just made friends with this like great group of women in my area that I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I feel like when you're writing, and especially when you're doing like indie writing and publishing, that you may not already have like a friend group or like a circle of people who understand what you're doing,
yeah.
and like worst case scenario, people are like, oh, your little hobby, and like,
Oh my gosh.
and like they're
I know
in
so many authors whose husbands are like, okay, honey, go do your hobby.
right, and so I was about to say like it could come from like close loved ones, right? And like
Yeah.
it's really important to surround yourself in anything that you do. It's important to surround yourself with people who get it. And not
Yeah.
so that you're in an echo chamber, but so that you lift each other up and like you
Yeah.
understand and like you have someone to call up and be like, "Can you believe what Amazon just did?" Or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Like you have people who are kind of, military analogy coming in, like in the trenches with you,
In
um,
the trenches.
in the trenches
We're
of
all in
indie
the trenches
publishing.
together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But sometimes we may be in beautiful retreat resorts, sipping cold drinks and
Things
getting
to come.
inspiration. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in a trench. It can be in a much more luxurious,
Usually
beautiful
it's at a
environment.
restaurant or like in a wine bar or
Exactly.
at a bookstore, at a book
Mhm.
signing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this other really cool thing came out of well, lots of cool things have come out of this Writers Society. So we have a conference every year. So I went to Kansas City for the conference last September, and little me showing up with my bag and a few books in my suitcase, like in like a notebook, ready to learn some stuff because it's like a professional conference, right?
Yeah.
And I get there and my flight was delayed and I had to Uber from the airport. And so there was like this whole like welcome mingle thing that
Hmm.
I got to like 2 minutes before the end. So
Amazing.
I go running over there like in my yoga pants and hoodie, like, proper millennial that I am. Of like, is this the right room? Is this where I am? And instantaneously it felt like coming home.
Mm.
And I think because I like my family does have that military background, I am used to hanging out with my dad and his Vietnam veteran buddies from like my whole life.
Hmm.
So to just have all these people be like, we've got you, we've got your back. Like, what are you drinking? You're not late. We're not going anywhere. Like, we're all
Hmm.
staying at this hotel. Where do you think we're going,
Yeah.
kid? Like, we got you. And like one of the guys, like just probably in his 50s, early 60s, was like, "What are you drinking?" And he went over to the bar and bought me a drink. And
Yeah.
his wife was like, they're both, retired Navy, both author, or she's an author. He kind of does a lot with the society as well, of like
Yeah.
putting together the conference and stuff.
So like a
She's
supportive husband
Oh,
of
really?
the
Yeah.
writer.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Not
Really
the
supportive
your little
husband.
hobby husband.
But it was
Yes.
it was like I'm like, oh, this is just like hanging out with my dad's vets group, except for that they are talking about storycraft and
Hmm.
publishing, and that's so cool.
Yeah.
And there were copious amounts of alcohol consumed that weekend. However, it was really fun. I made a lot of really great friends, and got a lot of great resources out of it.
Yeah.
One guy about my age, he was in the army for a really long time. He's an author now, and he's talking to us about like how to track the moon cycle, not for my hippie woo-woo shit, but because when you're writing these action sequences in a military thriller, on a new moon, it's pitch black outside, and that's when you go in and do your covert ops. And I was
Mm.
like, I'm just sitting there like vigorously taking notes, and he's like, here's a website where you can like track all of this and look up weather patterns and like, because why are these things important? He's like, well, when I was, in the army doing all this, stuff and planning all these
Yeah.
missions, like these were things we actually had to think about. And I'm like, huh, wow, this really brings more realism to my writing.
Yeah.
And it's things that I would never think about. Whereas, like, maybe if you're in a romance writers society or writers group, they're maybe talking about, well, how do we make sure we're not using the same euphemism for genitalia, too many times in a row? I
Yeah.
mean, so it's things that are gonna be relevant to what you're writing
Yeah.
and people who get it and who really are in the trenches with you, and who probably you can vibe with and you can go to and ask for help and ask for support and
Yeah.
just network. So the third cool thing about this that happened a month-ish ago, I got this random email from this guy named Brendan Kelly, and he has written this book. I'm gonna get the name correct, The Echo of Silence.
Mm.
So he emailed me and said, "Hey, like I'm an author. I wrote this book. It's my publisher is gonna publish. Like I have a publisher. We're gonna publish it. But like I really respect your writing and what you've done, and was wondering if you'd be willing to read my book and write an endorsement for it before we launch the book. And like obviously your name will be on it. We'll put like your books and everything, so it's like marketing for you too." And I'm like,
Mhm.
I mean, that extra marketing for me aside, like I feel so honored that someone would even ask me to do that. And he's a veteran, so I'm talking to him and like, "Hey, do you know about the Military Writers Society of America?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's how I found you."
Nice.
I'm joining. I'm like, "Okay, I'll meet you at the conference in October, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, totally. This is gonna be so cool." Um, so just fun things like that happened that
Yeah.
now I got to write an endorsement for this really great book.
Yeah.
And I read it. I read every single word of it, and it's a really good book. So everyone should read all the books that I'm telling you about.
We'll
Um,
have to put them in the show
put
notes.
them in the show notes.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So I think that's just another way that you can network and find kind of like-minded people to help you and support you and get tips and tricks from,
Yeah.
as an author.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
we don't have to do this alone,
No.
and we don't have to sit around and wonder like how do we do this thing or how do we do that thing and like spend all this time Googling or heaven forbid using AI, which like let's not feed the AI machines. Let's not
No.
do that. So, there's so many different ways of like building a community that gets what you're going through and that you can lean on.
Hmm.
and in the process, maybe even getting an award for your book, which is amazing.
Yeah.
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 And also just other people who are also at events talking to people about their books. And
Hmm.
maybe someone will say something and be like, oh, if you like this, my friend wrote this other author I know, you should check out her work too,
Yeah.
or his work too. Like, you
Yeah.
never know when you're going to get cool recommendations like that,
Yeah.
or
And
just be able to bounce ideas off of each other
yeah. And you bring up an
for
important
literally
part there.
anything.
Yeah. You bring up an important part there, which is like, if you're going to be in this community, like support the community, right? Like
Yeah.
buy books from the authors that you know, or like within the societies, like, make an
Yeah.
effort to support other indie authors and like write reviews for them on like
Yeah.
Goodreads or Amazon or whatever, because every
Yeah.
little bit helps. And even if you have limited means, writing a review is costs nothing.
No.
No,
And you know what? If you're at an event with other authors, it's pretty common to swap books with each other.
exactly. So, fill your TBR shelf.
Yes.
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 And like for this awards program for my writer society, okay, again, I was drunk at the conference and they asked for volunteers to review for the next award cycle. And so, of course, I volunteered for it. Um,
So
so
that,
I reviewed four books. Okay,
yeah.
so at the conference, here's the thing. We all can like donate to a raffle. And then the last night, we all got really drunk. Not that we didn't do that the other nights. Again, not promoting alcohol, but this is just a thing that happened. And we get these things fake, we print fake money called like buckaroos.
Hmm.
And so if you've like reviewed a book for the awards ceremony, you get like a certain amount per book that you reviewed. If you attended the conference, if you won an award, if you're a first time attendee, there's all these different ways throughout the year to earn that fake money. And then we
Okay.
auction off all the like donated things.
Hmm.
It got pretty heated. It got pretty wild. And I was like, okay, I definitely need to be a reviewer so I can get more fake money for next year because this was way too much fun. So I reviewed four books that I'd love to talk to you about, but I can't until the awards come out. So next season,
Yeah.
after October, when these authors know how their
Yeah.
books scored, I can talk to you about more absolutely amazing authors that I've met through this Writers Society and friends that I've made and friends that I've been like, you should be in this Writers Society on the criteria.
Yeah.
So,
Does this
yeah,
mean that Born in Blood, your second book, is not submitted for an award this year?
it's submitted for an award this year.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, fingers crossed for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than Skylark, so
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get an award for something, probably. Hope so.
You will see.
Um,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So we will link in the show notes. If you are a military writer as well and you're located in the United States, then we'll link the Military Writer Society of America for you. But otherwise, Google is your friend to find
Yeah.
writer societies of the genre of your choice. But we'll
Hmm.
also link all the different books and resources that Megan has talked about during the episode. But otherwise, yeah, let's not do this alone. Make other author friends.
Exactly.
It's fun.
It sure is.
Amazing. Well, that's it from us today, but we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.